So in my room, there were mainly adults. So we talked about our experiences during the pandemic, which were mostly like everyone else's. So a lot of trouble during the pandemic with adjusting to the lockdowns and quarantine. We did have a teen in our room talking about how her grades suffered because of online school and how she faced just and how she kind of lost her socialness uh, by being just inside. We then talked about what information one needs to be able to get the vaccine. So we talked about how someone needed to know what was in the vaccine and the process for emergency use authorization, and just the overall vaccine approval process. Uh, we talked about how you need to know when you can get the vaccine, where you can get it, and like the different brands as well as these side effects. Then we talked about debunking myths and misinformation out there with correct information as another way uh, to get information out there for others to make an informed decision about whether to get vaccinated. And in terms of barriers that one faced to get a vaccine, one person in our breakup room who was actually about to fly on a plane, so that was very interesting. Talked about how she was working with kids with autism, and the parents were skeptical about vaccines due to them thinking that vaccines caused autism. She had an immunocompromised older brother, and flying and working in the airline industry, she was having a hard time convincing her own coworkers to get vaccinated and be safe. Uh, and it, and another person said that her that she was working with a 10-year-old who was autistic and had a 13-year-old and 21-year-old who was vaccinated, and because the 10-year-old is not eligible to get the vaccine because it's only available to kids above 12, and they were expected to go back to school. That was a very tough choice that she had to weigh. And then in terms of what the community is doing to support vaccines, another person in the breakout room talked about a program in Detroit to bring elderly neighbors to a vaccination site, and anyone else who's in the car could get vaccinated. So that was a very exciting program to hear about.